Let's talk about some things. Well, that's cool, to be honest. That's cool that it happened, you know? But anyway, I got a Sydney Watson video, but we have a very interesting video. So everybody knows about OF creators, right? Well, did you know that in the OF category, there are obese OF content creators? So you thought the normal OF content creators were pretty ludicrous? Well, we have fucking obese ones out there. And let's just say, you know, I'm personally on my weight loss journey. I'm not fat, okay? I am definitely like, yeah, I got some fatness on me, but I call myself fat because I do feel like I'm fat. But then when I look at these other women specifically, I'm just kind of like, okay, never mind. I don't think I am fat. Maybe I just might be just a tiny bit chubby, you know? I heard they even sugar daddies. Oh, you think so? Like what, there's sugar daddies on there or something like that? That's crazy.
Number 44. Woo! 44!
Jesus. Holy cow, dude. Wow, that is insane.
That's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
I am not gonna lie, this is a rough one.
I hope I don't get aged.
Hi,
you know,
my name is Sydney. Welcome.
demonetized
back
or
to
so for
hell.
that.
Unfortunately, I regret to inform you all that we have to talk about the fats again. Because just when I think that the world is righting itself in some way, I learn about a new death cult. And this time, I have learned about something exceptionally terrible that I want to share with the rest of you because I am struggling to understand why this exists. Actually, that's not true. I'm not struggling to understand. It's well established that so many people are giant freaks. Either way, jump on board the Hell Gondola today, kids, because this one's going to be a bumpy ride. A lumpy ride? We'll work on it. As many of you know, we have talked a lot on this channel over the years about obesity and fat acceptance and fat pride and what have you. But there is one...
All I have to say is it's not good to be fat. Okay, it's just not healthy. The human body is not designed to be super skinny, and it's not designed to be super fat. You have to be right in the middle. That's why there's always a balance. You can't have too much of a single thing is just bad for you. That's the quote, you know?
Area of this movement, shall we say, that I've never really touched on, and that would be feeders and feedies. If you didn't know, and I am actually truly sorry to be the one to tell you if you didn't, but there is a whole community of people, mostly men, who want to feed other people, mostly women, to make them obese. They are called colloquial...
What? Why? 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 Insert the Mario meme. Why?
Feeders and feedies. There's even a type of this called unlimited feederism, where not being alive is the goal, if you're catching my drift. And because this is such a big, pardon the pun, and sought after adult interest, women are learning that they can make OF content and other kinds of adult content. Is this
the whole Mojo Jojo thing, or Moto from like that one specific movie? Oh, I think Moto likes you.
And around this interest.
About to put all this belly in here. Yeah, I got the fucking hiccups as well.
No! Or they make this sort of content online for everyone to see very
Holy
subtly,
cow,
but we'll come back to that a little later. So now that you are up to date and the stage has been set, let me read to you an absolutely insane headline. In mid-June 2026, the Daily Mail dropped this insane article headlined, "Inside the Controversial Feeder Fetish House, where plus-size women document dramatic weight gain for subscribers." I did tell you that it was gonna be lumpy and bumpy. Buckle up, kids. This article explains how there is a 6-bedroom mansion in Las Vegas where a community of plus-size women live together and make content.
That's fucking wild. The craziest thing about that in general, you know what's funnier so? Is like I visited Vegas, but holy shit, you're telling me that all of them are living over there? Dude, that's wild, dude. So they're making content over there? Wait, they managed to get a mansion over there? God damn, dude, that must be expensive as hell over there. It probably is, if it's a mansion or something.
Together, detailing their lives as fat people. All of this was covered in detail recently in a new docu-series that dropped on HBO Max at the beginning of June, called Big Girls Wanted Escaping Paradise. Paradise, just by the way, is spelled like pear, like the fruit, the thing you eat, to reference the female pear-shaped body type. I don't have one of those. I am shaped like a column, like a little boy. Why did I say that? You will understand why they're called pears momentarily. Paradise is advertised as a support group of sorts for fat people. Well, fat women more specifically. Super fat women more specifically. This woman is actually dead now, but we'll come back to that.
Oof. 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 Yikes. Well, that's the end of that, to be honest.
Weird for her to be still up here on this webpage. According to the website, morbidly fat women can come together for acceptance, community, and to make bikini videos that will forever haunt our nightmares. I would tell you to avert your eyes, but it's on screen and there's nothing I can do. This is editing Sydney's fault. Blame her. Now, kids,
Oh, fuck, man. Oh, God, dude. Oh, God. And I'm like super harsh on myself when it comes to like my body weight, but holy fuck, dude. Oh, holy shit, dude. Oh my God, dude. That is crazy. I never knew a human body. Well, yeah, because like the 600-pound thing, but like it can move. I didn't know it can stand. That's a feat in and on itself, because most of the time when I see the 600-pound like the TV show thingy thing or so on YouTube or so, right? They're mostly like sitting down like about like most of the time. So that's why it surprises me to see one be able to stand and walk.
I do mind reading, so I know what you're thinking. This on its own is already a lot, but trust me when I say it gets worse, because there are also cannonball videos. Copyrighted music, yeah, we can't do the thing because it's copyrighted music and I'm too lazy to find other music. I still don't super understand how it's even humanly possible for a person to reach this sort of mass. I genuinely feel like this activity at this size is unsafe. Mostly for the pool. Watching this in slow motion, I gotta say, this girl just hits the bottom of that pool like a rock. I am sorry. I know I shouldn't be laughing because I know it's not funny, it's so mean, but why would you put this on the internet? Now, much to my horror, I have learned that this isn't taking place at a hotel or an organized compound or a resort or anything like that. It's taking place at some random dude's house. Because of course it is. And that dude is Stefan Villamy, a rich German man who created his own fat girl oasis in 2020 to fuel his weird and creepy desires.
Right. It's just a dude who likes fat women, like insanely obese women for some apparent reason. Oh, that's crazy. That's actually wild.
Which apparently involves creating his own harem of exceptionally fat women.
Ideal type has always been very tall and very big. Like she would be 6 foot or taller, and she would definitely be 500 plus.
I don't...
Wait, what? A woman who is 6 feet tall? Is that even possible? Is there even... it's like plus super big as well. I guess more push into the cushion, I guess, but like, is there even women that tall or so and that obese? Like I've seen like more shorter girls who are obese, but I've never seen any women like above 6, and then like being ridiculously overweight.
Even know what to do with a man like this. But you know this story is absolutely insane and has managed to escape containment when even Ground News is showing stories about paradise. And this is interesting because for a cultural topic for once, it has 100% right-wing reporting. I'm a little bit surprised because I have complained about this before, that when it comes to these kinds of cultural topics, usually there is a gaping hole in right-wing reporting. And it's sort of interesting that even with other huge cultural topics right now, like Supergirl, for example, coverage skews to the left, which honestly I wouldn't have known if it weren't for Ground News. And it actually does this a lot with these culturally relevant topics, like even this coverage of the upcoming GTA 6 game skews left. So just think about all of the topics that you're probably missing because they're not being reported by the outlets in your bubble. Thankfully, Ground News can 100% help with that because they have carved out an entire part of their website called Blind Spot dedicated to showing you what you may be missing in your own bubble. And this is in addition to all of the other amazing features that you get access to with Ground News, like letting you compare and contrast headlines, letting you see which outlets cover what stories, when, how, what their reporting looks like, how they cover them, their factuality, the bias. Cutting through the noise in the year of our Lord 2026 is actually really quite challenging because it feels like basically every news outlet is partisan in one way or another, but Ground News actually puts the power back in your hands as a consumer. They're also fully subscriber funded, so there's no agenda that they're trying to push, there's no narrative, they're simply trying to give you the power to get the best possible news that you can. So if you are ready to see through the spin yourself, then click the link in the description or go to ground.news/Sydney. And don't forget to subscribe through my link to get 40% off unlimited access. Stefan called his obese plaza paradise as a reference to the type of women he enjoys, but also because he lives in Paradise, Nevada, which is home to part of the Las Vegas Strip. Fun geography fact of the day. We're learning a lot on this channel recently. Stefan has spent money adapting his house to accommodate a large number of very large women, outfitting all sitting items like beds and sun loungers and whatever with probably reinforced steel.
My man is like, oh, you're too big? Don't worry, we have a belt extender. It's okay, don't worry. Oh my god. Yeah, pretty much. He's a rich German guy, you know. There are just some people who really shouldn't have money, in my personal opinion.
For steel. Honestly, this is a tremendous idea because they are definitely going to need it. But in a lot of ways, it seems that Stefan has tried to make himself the Hugh Hefner of the fats, including making content with the ladies and having them make adult content with each other. He's also acutely aware of what he's doing, and in this video, because it's got copyrighted audio, which they always do, so I can't show it to you, but he is joking about how he's a feeder, basically. What is important to note here with all the joking aside is that all of this whole experiment has been self-styled as body positivity, and you can see based on the videos that I'm showing you just how big these women are. Everything from top to bottom about this paradise place is styled as cute and quirky and fun and cutesy, when in actuality it's not really at all. And the longer that I looked, the more that I looked, the more that I found that it's just actually really quite dark. Not only the paradise thing, but also the feeder thing in general. Get your seatbelt extenders and strap in, kids. Strap in now. A photojournalist called Emily Kask Kask, that's hard to say, actually lived in the home for a month and documented what she saw there. In her interview with the Daily Mail, she said that while adult filmmaking is not enforced there, as in it's not expected of the women, it is common. Many of the women at the house are mattress actresses, I guess, so to speak, and they advertise their content and collaborate with one another in the house. So it sort of sounds like a normal OF content house, except with infinitely more roles. In a statement made to the Daily Mail as well, Stefan confirmed what Kask said, admitting that women at his fat paradise are involved in OF and other adult work. Tremendous stuff, everyone.
Sydney, can you just fucking blur most of these? Sydney, for the love of peeps sakes, oh my god, can you just blur some of these? Oh my god, this entire video we're just gonna be looking at. Oh my god.
I really hope that the beds are reinforced as well. While Stefan claims he doesn't benefit from these young women financially, multiple girls in the docu-series have confirmed that they were giving him a portion of their earnings. Those earnings were from either doing feederism content online or even booking in-person squash sessions. Yes, this is exactly what it sounds like.
What?
This is where men pay very large women to sit on them for adult gratification purposes.
Right. Right. Oh my god, you cannot be serious with me.
Are men okay? I'm just wondering, are you guys okay? It's worth
No, the guys are not doing okay. Not in this day and age. Holy... Wow. Yeah, I'm also scared too as well.
noting that although feeder content is quite popular with certain people on the internet, it's not only taking place on OF and similar platforms. I mean, it's there as well, but it's also taking place publicly on regular social media platforms for all to see. But it is not super obvious to most of you unless you know what you're looking for. Then have watched 8,000 of these videos to make a video like this. I hate people eating food, and I don't think I can listen to it ever again. I mean, the obvious stuff is obvious, and this involves women usually rubbing their giant bellies or burping or eating while being provocative. This woman, who is formerly a Feed E with an explicit channel, explains that a lot of this content isn't actually as explicit as you'd expect, and is actually just sort of weird run-of-the-mill things that these people find gratifying, if you will.
Because simply at my size, at nearly 600 pounds, anything I was doing on camera could have been considered feeder content. A lot of people are surprised to learn that my content was 99% clothed and doing everyday tasks like walking up and down my stairs completely clothed. I would get requests to take a video just getting up and off the floor.
But still, the more insidious content is and was made by people like Jellybean Sweets and Shay Eats Daily and Shirin JKA. People have called out each of these women at one point in time for making content directed at those who find eating disgustingly, eating huge amounts of food, weight gain, the behavior.
I feel sick. I feel fucking sick. I feel like vomiting right now. I really generally do, dude. Dude, I do not feel very comfortable. I feel very uncomfortable.
that goes along with the weight gain in general appealing, if that makes sense. I should add this isn't to be confused with mukbangs, which some people still view as borderline this sort of content, especially in America where a lot of people are gross about eating their food on camera. I should note, because it's important to be accurate, but I don't think that Jellybean Sweets is really making content like this at all anymore.
Oh, fuck, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I need to look at my brown dust women for 2 hours straight to cleanse myself. Holy shit, dude.
And Shirin I'm pretty sure that she's actually injecting herself with weight loss medication, so, you know, do with that what you will. But I do think that Sheeran is actually a particularly interesting case because she was called out for years online, particularly on Reddit, for posting content that seemed very feeder orientated, where she would be eating food in such a way, I'll show you in a sec, and she was making actually a lot of this content when she was underage. This clip was posted to Reddit and completely torn apart, with people observing that she's deliberately trying to get ranch on her face to simulate, well, you know. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is functionally no reason ever to eat like this. Better question. Who eats like this? Again, I'm super grossed out by mouth sounds generally, but these videos are deeply uncomfortable to watch due to the amount of moaning and other noises that she makes. Don't worry, my puddins, I won't show you. I know that a lot of you watch these videos and are like, Sydney, please! If you're interested, and I hope you're not, you can go and look these up in your own time. They're not very hard to find because they're all over TikTok, as it turns out. The moaning is actually a huge component in this sort of borderline content. It's also the eye rolling and the constant nodding and the weird bliss faces. I think when the rest—
Is that butter? Is that just a...
and the weird bliss
That's fucking
faces.
nasty, dude.
I think
That's
when the rest
fucking
of us
nasty,
eat food,
dude.
we just eat it. You know, it's not for show purposes. It's for living.
She's just straight up
and not
just eating
perishing of
fucking straight up
malnutrition.
butter,
On
dude.
one Shay Eats Daily video, this person asks, "Why are you growling with every bite?"
And while we're on the topic of mukbangers who make like low-key softcore like feederism content on this app, why do they all do this one move? Like, why are your eyes closed? Why are your eyes... Open your eyes!
Critics of some of these people have pointed out that they often go live on social media and eat, and this is where other people give them money. And this is just generally the case for a lot of public feeder type social media people. As you can probably expect, I'd say most of these women
I don't think that's ketchup. I think that's Cheetos. That's Cheetos with butter. She's dipping the Cheetos chips in butter. God, I feel like vomiting, to be honest.
precisely what they're doing. They just haven't yet graduated to making an OF or adult content that's built around this community.
That's just...
And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of these accounts out there. There are even full websites dedicated to all of this where feeders and feedies can gather together and do whatever this is.
Phoebe is a social network and community for feeders and feedies, fat admirers, and BBWs and BHM. We're a quirky bunch of men and women who love words like curvy, thick, plump, bellied, chubby, fat, obese, supersized, and so much more. Phoebe, pronounced like the word as Phoebe, was designed with the needs of the heterosexual feederism community in mind. Though we remain open to all people of all orientations. When I hear the word curvy, right? I don't really think of BBWs, you know? When I'm speaking of like curvy, right? I'm like expecting like the woman has curves, but her curves are a little bit more bigger than the usual, you know? Like she still has the small, like she still has a bit of a small waist, but her hips are a little bit more, you know, a little bit more robust. You know, that's what I think of curvy is. I don't think of curvy as in like the sense of like kind of like fatness in general, right? That's kind of basically it. So I don't know, man. You know, yeah, basically like that. That's when I hear the word curvy, or when I use the word curvy, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking of this. I'm thinking of the opposite thing of that, okay? All right, for those who don't know, especially when I use the word thick, I'm using the word thick in the context of like either their thighs or their ass or whatever. So as in like, that's some pretty thick thighs right there, you know? But that's about it though. I don't really use it in this context of like the way how they're using it. I don't know. That's just personally me though. Curvy in East is completely different from curvy in the West. Oh, okay. That probably makes so much sense, to be honest.
This is copyrighted music, yeah, we can't do the thing because it's copyrighted music and I'm too lazy to find other music. But our friend Stefan and all of the fat women, they engage in all of this too. Yes, regrettably, they do all of this too. Stefan has played into dangerous elements of feederism like encouraging weight gain, which is obvious, and teasing the women for being too small. In the first episode of the docuseries, we follow Stefan and his harem of fat women to the Heart Attack Grill, which is now closed, just by the way, where anybody over 350 pounds gets to eat for free. This is... What? This is a terrible idea on its own. Why does this exist? Who thought that this was good? I'm sort of shocked that there are all these places that will reward you if you eat 8 billion calories in one sitting, but nobody rewards you for being skinny. Is being skinny the reward? What is this? I want a reward. All of these women, most topping out over 500 pounds, get a free meal while they joke that Stefan always has to pay for his. While they're eating, this man shoves a camera in their face so that he can post videos later for other feeders to observe and enjoy. Stefan also admits that their views double when he posts these kind of eating videos. And obviously, this holds true for other similar content found online. These videos rack up hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of views. Personally, they make me want to throw up in my own mouth. Despite how much everyone, Stefan and these women included, argue that this is all about body positivity and acceptance, it's pretty clear to see that this is all about addressing a deranged adult fantasy. Stefan is a particularly asinine figure because he promises these women, usually quite young, acceptance and community, and then he uses them for said adult content. I should mention as well, and you guys could probably guess this honestly, but
he's just manipulating
our
these
friend
girls.
Stefan has been accused of SA and other awful things, but I don't want to get into that in this video because there's some things to explain there. But you can also look that up online if you are interested in more details. So instead of sailing down that sad and horrible path, we are instead going to sail down this other sad and horrible path. Unfortunately, as we have discussed on this channel previously, when you are part of some of these movements, be it fat acceptance or health at every size or just generally weighing a metric ton, that does things to the human body. Being this big does things to the human body that often result in
not just the human body, but the human mind as well, too, because it plays tricks on you, thinking that it's good for you.
Death. Fat influencers have continued to die over the years, and as you can imagine, given how insanely huge feedy women get, their hearts give out just the same. Your knees are simply not meant to carry this much weight. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad tidings. So it should probably shock none of you to learn that some of the women who were at Paradise died. One woman named Cass, who had an intimate relationship with Stefan, died because of partaking in feederism that began while living at Paradise. Stefan maintains that he didn't know that she was into this niche, while all the girls have said that he was fully aware and believed that she would still be alive had she not met Stefan. Another woman named Shay also fell ill while living at Paradise and died in May of 2026 from pneumonia and influenza, the same thing that ultimately killed Cass. Ziamara, who I'm pretty sure I've actually talked about before on this channel, it all blends together in the end. Everybody just looks the same to me. Also visited Paradise and did feeder content during her stay, but while there, she experienced a medical emergency. She was ultimately hospitalized for months and even put into a medically induced coma a few times. When Stefan visited her in hospital, he brought pizza and mozzarella sticks at her request. Ah yes, the breakfast of champions. Stefan was obviously widely criticized online, and there was a bunch of people who were saying that he was the
I don't, dude, I just feel like this is taking it way too far in my personal opinion. I don't know, man. This is fucking weird that this guy just has this. I don't know. This guy needs to be like held down or so for his weird sexual needs of this, because at the end of the day he's like involuntarily like actually like ending these women's lives, you know, like super early by just keep constantly like feeding them, you know, just keeps giving them food, making them bigger and everything like that. And the problem is the heart can't pump out that much for the body itself, because it's not, the heart is not supposed to sustain this much amount of weight in general, because it has to pump out, you know, so much, and it's just a tiny heart at the end of the day. So for a big body like that, not possible.
Reason that
It
Xiomara
is.
ended
It
up being
definitely
hospitalized
is.
in the first place
It's
because
so
of his
involuntary.
feeder tendencies and all the crap that he does to these women. Unsurprisingly, he more or less pushed off all of this criticism and said that this was not his fault or his problem because he's not this woman's parent. He is just a friend. And so if she's asking him to do something, he's going to do it for her. You know, that's a really crazy thought. If I had heroin addicted friends who were hospitalized because they OD'd, I would obviously bring them more heroin if they asked.
Wow.
That's clearly the answer
Wow.
to these scenarios. The dude
Brave.
can't even resist doing a feederism when somebody is in hospital. That's how deep this issue goes. That's how deep it is seated in his soul. This is clearly insane, and while this excuse is great for plausible deniability, anyone with a few working brain cells can see how it is in fact enabling behavior. As per usual with videos like this, the feeder community is so widespread and has so many different little things associated with it that this video that you are watching right now just doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. But this paradise place seems to be the stuff of nightmares, and I'm not super surprised that it actually exists. As long as there are people who are attracted to this sort of thing, there are going to be other people who show up to accommodate that interest. And that's basically all this is. An entire house dedicated to huge women accommodating the interest of not only one man, but thousands of men around the world. And like I said, this is sort of just the tip of the iceberg. This content is so common, and it continues to gain in popularity as people just get fatter and fatter. And
Are you saying this is gaining popularity? Excuse me? Oh man, dude. Oh man, dude. This is that's wild. That is actually, how is it getting popularity? It shouldn't be gaining popularity.
as these interests are more and more mainstream and normalized. One of the things that actually makes me so sad about this demented saga in general is that lots of young women get caught up in things like this and end up putting
You know what? As much as I don't like feet, like the feet fetish shit, you know, I'd rather take that fetish to be mainstream popular than this one any day of the week, to be honest. I'm sorry. I'm not much of that type of thing or so, but like if I had to compare that to this, I'd rather take the left one in my personal opinion.
themselves at risk in order to be accepted or to find somewhere that they fit in. Paradise is such an on-the-nose example of what happens when women put themselves in these positions. And I guess an equally pressing issue is that all this body positivity crap is just continuing to hang on, being that it's used to justify being enormous and eating to get even bigger. It goes without saying, obviously, but there's nothing body positive about this. And this feeder stuff is so dark when you learn more about it. Anyway, baby birds, if you are actually interested in learning more about this insane situation, this insane docuseries,
I don't.
it is on HBO. If you have HBO, you can watch it. It is interesting, and there's so much more to it that I haven't obviously included in this video for the sake of brevity, but it really does go to show that there is this crazy underbelly with these movements and these groups of people. I am also almost entirely certain that I would get copyright claimed if I tried to show you more clips from the documentary. So I don't want to get copyright claimed. But this whole situation is such an SHIT show, and I
dude.
really mean that. It's bad enough that we already have other kinds of OF content houses popping up everywhere where young women get together and do things with each other and post that and make that for the internet. But somehow, for some reason, this feels worse. And maybe it's from the gorging themselves element. Maybe it's the fact that if you genuinely eat too much food, you will die. Maybe it's the fact that being this overweight is so deeply unhelpful for living. Or maybe it's just the fact that there is something so sad about getting to this size in the first place. In the end, the world of feeders and feedies is honestly quite an upsetting and weird one. And on top of that, the world of paradise is honestly a very upsetting and weird one as well. But as long as people can make money out of doing these sort of things and justify how big they've gotten and live in a place surrounded by other people who are feeding, pardon the pun, feeding their desire to get larger or to not improve themselves, I don't see any of this going away anytime soon. And as long as men like Stefan exist, this whole interest, this whole adult interest is never, ever going away.
It should.
Now on that note, and
should
before I
go
open
away,
the floor
to be
to
honest.
all of you, this is just a reminder, check out Ground News
This is just
using the
completely
link
just-
in the
just
description.
wild
They
to
have been
hear.
a lovely, wonderful, long-time supporter of this channel, so cut through the noise, cut through all the drama and the crap.
Yeah. Honestly, this is kind of wild in my personal opinion.
And absolutely check them out and make sure that you're getting the best news that you can. Now I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you alarmed to learn that there is a whole adult interest around being obese and people are very into that in the adult capacity? Do you think that this is just not all that surprising and people have interests like this about all sorts of things?
Like I knew about this, but I didn't know it was this crazy, you know? Like I knew some of it, you know?
Wish you didn't have to learn this information, is because that's sometimes how I feel. What do you think about Paradise and this whole house dedicated to obese women making that kind of content? Is this good? Is it bad? What do you think
It's
of
very
Stefan?
bad.
Is he a weirdo to all of you?
He
like
is a
to me?
weirdo.
What do you think of the generality of feederism? Is this something that you knew about prior to watching this video? Is it something that you now wish that you could forget? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here, you're not subscribed already, and you would like to see more of me, I can't speak English, and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I like hearing your feedback. Like I always say, my wonderful little chickadee people, I hope you stay safe and well and make tremendously good choices, and I will see your beautiful little faces in the next video.
That is wild. I shit you not. That is freaking wild, dude. How to control Z my brain tutorial where? I need to Twitter, come here. I need my timeline feed. Give me an attractive woman right now, please. Please and thank you. I need one at least. Please. I don't want memes. I don't want memes on my timeline feed. Give me something. Give me something. Memes. I need a beautiful. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got. Okay, here. I need to put it on the screen right now. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm gonna leave this up here for now because holy shit, like Jesus Christ, I need to de-cleanse. I need to like de-cleanse my eyes. I need to de-cleanse everything. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I shit you not, dude. I'm super harsh on my weight in general because I say I'm fat. But literally looking at those women specifically, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Maybe I'm not fat. maybe I just have just a little bit of tummy, but I'm not fat. my hands are pretty fucking small, okay? Well, as in like the like, you know, compared to like, you know, fatter women hands, you know, they have like they're pretty like chunky fingers and everything. Like, you know, my wrist is pretty fucking small, okay? You can literally put your like I can put my like my middle finger and my thumb, and I can literally close my entire like I can do my entire circle or so on my wrist itself. So, you know, like I said, Asuna's one of my favorite women or so from Blue Archive anyways. That's one of them anyways. But honestly, no, the fat acceptance thing should not be a thing. It should die completely because number one, the human body is literally not capable for you to hold that much weight. The knees are also not capable to hold that much weight in general. The heart is also cannot pump enough blood or so for the body itself, and that's why it'll die. That's why they die super early, because they're so freaking, you know. Yes, when I say curvy, this is what I'm meaning of curvy right here. This entire part here. This part right here is what I mean when it's curvy, because she has curves. I don't understand why they think curvy means bigger. I don't understand that. I really don't. That doesn't mean curvy. That means rolls. Those are rolls. or how we say it in Spanish, los llantas. Esos son los llantas. ¿Cuántos llantas tienes ahí en el estómago, hombre? Anyways. Oh my god, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Honestly, I can't. I literally can't. What she needs is it's a neuralizer for men in black that'll wipe out her memory of the video and clean from the mind. Implant a new memory. I just need to look at more like beautiful women at the end of the day. That's all I really need to. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, I'll give that a like because that's one of my favorite girls. And yeah, I want to be like that when I grow up. So, not the other way. When I say curvy, this is what I mean curvy, okay? All right? And peace.